What is your never interrupt an enemy while they are making a mistake moment? My neighbor Kevin thought he was the smartest guy on our street. This dude would lecture everyone about property lines, HOA rules, and city ordinances like he had a law degree. He didn't. He worked at Best Buy. The drama started when I planted a small garden along what I thought was my side of the fence. Kevin marched over the next morning, clipboard in hand, and informed me I was 6 inches onto his property. He'd apparently measured everything with some fancy laser tool he bought online. "You need to move that garden immediately," he said, tapping his pen against his clipboard. "I'm being generous by not calling the city right now." I asked if we could just talk about it, but Kevin was already walking away, muttering about people who don't respect boundaries. That weekend, he put up these ugly orange stakes every 2 feet along what he claimed was the property line, making my yard look like a construction zone. My wife Emma suggested we just move the garden to avoid drama, but something felt off. Kevin was way too confident, almost smug about the whole thing. So I did what any reasonable person would do. I went to the county office and pulled our property records. Turns out Kevin was wrong. Not just a little wrong, but hilariously wrong. The actual property line ran 3 feet into what he thought was his yard. My garden wasn't on his property. His precious rose bushes, his new fence, and half his driveway were on mine. But here's where it gets good. Instead of confronting him immediately, I decided to let Kevin keep digging his own grave. Every time he bragged to other neighbors about teaching me a lesson about property rights, I just nodded and stayed quiet. When he posted on the neighborhood Facebook page about entitled homeowners who ignore boundary lines, I didn't comment. The best part was when Kevin decided to make it official. He filed a complaint with the city about my property encroachment and demanded they force me to move my garden. He even paid for an official survey, convinced it would prove him right and stick me with the bill. 3 weeks later, the city surveyor showed up. Kevin was practically bouncing with excitement as he explained the situation. He pointed out his stakes, showed the surveyor his measurements, and kept saying things like, "I've documented everything thoroughly." The surveyor did his work while Kevin hovered nearby, occasionally offering helpful commentary. When the surveyor started shaking his head and double-checking his equipment, Kevin assumed he was impressed by the precision of the complaint. "Sir," the surveyor finally said to Kevin, "I need to inform you that your fence, driveway, and landscaping are significantly encroaching on your neighbor's property." Kevin's face went through about 5 different colors. "That's impossible. I measured everything myself." The surveyor showed him the official markers. Kevin's laser tool had been calculating from his house, not the actual property line. He'd been measuring everything wrong for 2 years, but Kevin wasn't done making mistakes. Instead of apologizing, he started arguing with the surveyor, insisting the official county records must be wrong. He pulled out his phone and showed his Amazon purchase history for the laser tool, as if that somehow proved his point. The surveyor just handed me a copy of the official survey and left. Kevin stood there staring at his orange stakes, which were now obviously in the wrong place. 2 days later, I got a formal letter from Kevin's lawyer demanding I remove my garden and pay for his survey costs. His lawyer had clearly not seen the actual survey results before sending the letter. I called the lawyer's office and politely explained the situation. An hour later, Kevin got a very different call from his lawyer, who was now demanding payment for a consultation about Kevin's own property encroachment issues. The city also sent Kevin a notice requiring him to remove his fence and repave part of his driveway within 60 days or face daily fines.